Hi, welcome to ThreatTraq Essentials. I'm here with Kim Withers. How you doing, Kim?
Hi, Don. I'm fine. Good, and you?
Great. Let's talk about some lessons that we can learn from this week's stories on ThreatTraq. Matt brought us a story. It's one everybody has heard about, even people that aren't in the cybersecurity field, about the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. Just tell me what happened there.
So with ransomware, the dark side team executed this ransomware attack on the Colonial Pipeline with the same namesake as their team. It's still an ongoing investigation, but as far as the ransomware attack, it's telling with hackers and the constant need for monetary or their monetary needs to attack things that of our infrastructure, our pipeline for one, whereas we all need different resources, these resources and other resources. And this would be something to look into more so with our water, our energy, all of the different grids, and the U.S. should take heed for ongoing other ransom attacks on other different resources that we have in the U.S.
Yeah, certainly attacks on critical infrastructure is something that we've been worried about for a long time and talked for a long time about on this show. So now that we've seen yet another real-life example of that, what lessons can we take away from the story?
That this is a learning experience. It really is. It's another learning experience. Someone else's tragedy should become, our, push to do what we're supposed to be proactive, not reactive, but proactive in or different other infrastructures that are out there to be, proactive as well as the reactive to this particular incident to tighten up their infrastructure, go in and double check what they have in as far as their software and as other things that run the plants and so forth. So I think that's something that we need to look at.
And certainly we'll be hearing a lot more about this story and stories like it, I'm sure. Now, you brought a story about pingback malware. What is that exactly? What happened there?
Yeah, so this is a malware attack, whereas the researchers at Trustwave found it actually, and they're able to detect it within their IDS, their intrusion detection systems. This particular malware, so as it will inject itself or is being injected using an ICMP tunnel, which is an Internet Control Message Protocol, which is normally used for monitoring networks or making sure that our layer 3 is up and going or packets are going through the network as it should be. But this particular malware is attacking Windows machines using a DLL or dynamic link layer in order to infect machines with malware, so as to also it's evading any command and control detection that's being done on the network. So if the network monitoring tools are looking for different command and control sessions of malware on their network, it will evade it because it's using a legitimate service and legitimate actual DLL or dynamic link in Windows to infect these machines.
So attackers misusing legitimate channels and services, how do we protect ourselves from attacks like this?
And it's quite hard to do sometimes because when you're not looking for it, is something that you're not looking for, or actually it can go unnoticed. This makes it even harder to find these things on our networks. But luckily, this was found that these machines aren't really running any Oracle databases on them, or this particular message sequence that they were using is found within the SIM or trustweight SIM or IDA or their intrusion detection system, finding these message sequences happening, and this is how it was found. But who's to say how many other machines have been infected, right? So, yeah, it's interesting, and ICMP, we don't know. For them doing ICMP tunneling, you never know. So this is a good thing that they found it. Now you can start to set up rules in your network to detect this type of activity.
And finally, Ken brought us a story about some of the lessons that can be learned by IT from the COVID-19 pandemic and all we've been through in the past year. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the article is very interesting because there are a lot of things that COVID has brought about, many things that COVID and the pandemic has brought about, and that this one in particular, how businesses are adjusting to the pandemic, and how businesses are needing to beef up their I guess, disaster recovery plans, and make sure that they have different things in place for that. And then how their business continuity works to a lot for this particular pandemic. So, having employees out and how the business continuity works or disaster recovery. And it was, interesting to see that cyber attacks has taken second fiddle to the actual climate crisis that, could happen in the future as well. So the article had many things to discuss as far as, how businesses will work and how they should plan ahead in the future.
And again, that's a story I think we'll be hearing a lot more about for years to come, about the lessons from this pandemic, particularly in cybersecurity. So thanks for all that great insight, Kim. Thank you all for watching. If you want to keep up with great insights like this, please like and subscribe below. And if you want to take a deeper look at the stories, click on any of the stories. We'll see you next time.